This tester is a Zetec Miz-28. Currently set up for doing bobbin testing, but you can do bobbin or surface testing. So testing tubes, testing surface, you can do it all. It's multi-frequency, capable of operating in the differential and absolute mode, which means you can perform mixes and mix out those pesky support plates. So what I'm using today, just have a setup, the CoreStar bobbin probe. I acquired the data from a calibration standard that's got typical ASME flaws and a tube support plate and some wear scars. But yeah, basically you can see the data collected on 4 different frequencies. This is Inconel 600, so I'm using 400, 600, no, 400, 200, 100, and I think 50 kilohertz. And again, it's nice because you can have the mixing capability, which is right here. So obviously you can still see the support plates, but then when you go to the tube, you can still see the flaws, is what I meant to say. So right now we're on top of the tube support plate, and you notice 200 kilohertz, 100 kilohertz, 50 kilohertz, they all see the signal very prominently. But if you look at just the mix channel, the tube support plate is completely mixed out, yet you can still see all of your flaws on your mix. So when you're in your component and you're clicking through your support plates, you'll be able to find those little flaws underneath support plates, which is nice. And obviously this is, let's see, select quadrant, differential and absolute. So we can go over and we can put all our absolutes up here, which is important for finding gradual flaws, such as thinning, erosion, tube to tube wear, maybe a long foreign object mechanical wear scar. Let's see, we got another channel here. There we go, there's our channel. So we have 400, 200, 100. And then the last one, we'll just go real quick. So there's your absolutes. And let's see, what else can I show you here? Adjust cursor. We'll go to that tube support plate. Make my window size a little bit bigger. Let's see here, cursor size. And then cursor control, balance. So there's a support plate. Let me go down here and balance right there. So of course that's all absolute channels, right? But if we go back to here, there's a support plate on 400 kilohertz. There's 200 kilohertz differential. 100. Obviously it's bigger because it's lower frequency. And finally, there you go. There's your support plate. And these are your wear scars here. You'd perform a 2-channel absolute mix for sizing wear scars, probably, although you can do it with differential. And there's your 160/20. On the Miz-28, it has onboard data analysis software built into it, which is nice because you can go in here and make your curves and set volts and do mixes, all that sort of stuff. You can also go in here and you can load test plans for kind of streamlined acquisition. You can import your test plan. Let's see what else we got here. You got your diagnostics, so you can go in and you can check you know, a lot of the functionality. This is calibration type stuff. So you can look at the channel deviation. It's less than 5%, which is good. Checks your linearity, bandwidth, and then of course if you send it out for calibration, they're going to hook up a test block and they're going to test even more stuff. But everything seems to be functioning just fine. What is that? 2 board and results. I don't know what that does. So there you go. One nice thing about this tester, comes with 28 gigabyte internal storage. So that's lots and lots of data storage. Also, when it comes to configs, this particular tester already has a bunch of configurations in here. Most of them you won't use, but if you're a tubing person, you can see that there's all sorts of tubing material already in here. You got some stainless, you got some titanium, secure. Obviously this person was a tube tester, but it looks like they're also doing some RFT, so I guess you can do RFT with this. I'm not really sure. I'm not an RFT guy, so I couldn't tell you. They got some array going on in here, nickel. So yeah, just the configs on this thing are probably worth a bunch. So you can record data to your internal storage or to network drives. More so if you hook up to your laptop via the network cable, you can write data to your laptop. You can also get setups from your laptop. But probably the easiest option is to just record your data to a thumb drive. So this is 8 meg, it's like $5. But if you get a big thumb drive, you could write data to it forever and never run out of space. So another thing, if you're doing a small job, you could do the data analysis, just record your data and then use the onboard data analysis software tools and do a fine job. But if you wanted to sit down and do a more thorough data evaluation later, you could just take the data from your thumb drive, put it on your computer, and then you could use the free CoreStar data analysis software suite, which has, much more capability and functionality. It's just easier to use than trying to do it on the unit itself, but the software is free. So, and you can go out and spend 50 grand on a new tester, or you can get this one for, fraction of the cost and still do all the same stuff. And Zetec still supports repairs on this. Then there's multiple labs that will do the calibration. Now, as far as what does the tester look like? Well, I'm going to turn it off. And we'll just take a little look-see. I'm going to unhook my phone from the port. Now this thing's obviously a couple little scuffs in the screen, but obviously you couldn't see that when the tester's turned on. A lot of these Miz-28s and the Insights, the little bezel cracks, I threw some epoxy on that, so that should hold. This thing's probably made a lot of money in the field, as you can see from all the tester setups. So yeah, it's got some signs of industrial wear, as it should. This thing has a brand new probe board in it, which is about $6 grand. So that's something you don't have to spend. That's one of the things you have to worry about, going on these things. But it's got a brand new board. You can hook up multiple coils. You've got your USB ports in the bottom. You can export the VGA port to a bigger monitor. 10 base T cable to hook up to the network. Of course, you got your little speaker here that you can turn on if you like, if you set up alarm gates and things like that. Then it comes with a splitter cable. With the Miz-28, if you're going to run the absolutes, you still have to run a separate absolute probe. But you can just get 110 feet of cable. It doesn't have to be in a poly necessarily, but you can use that for your balance. So just get an extra probe for that. And you don't even need to have the exact same probe size. You just have to have a reference standard so you can achieve a balance point. So it's not like you have to get a probe of the same size that you're going to be testing with. You just need something that can set up a balancing impedance point. So yeah, the paint job, it's got some marks on there. Actually, I threw a little bit of paint on there. What else we got? Fans working good. The stickers are broken because I had to put the new board in it. Got your little feet. Yeah, so it's got some signs of wear, but What's important, the cosmetics or the internal function? You can make a lot of money with this baby right here. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video.